Hi, Pastor Chris here, and welcome to our home group series called Personal Foundation. Have you ever thought about what happens when you get some really good advice? I mean, I'm sure you've lived long enough of life to have experienced getting the right answer to things, or somebody coming up to you or listening or reading a book where you've just thought, wow, this is really good advice. But then that advice never ended up making any difference in your life. For some reason, even though you tried working out, or you tried, taking the tip for developing a better relationship at home or whatever it is, you tried it for a while, and then after a while, it just fizzled out. For some reason, just getting the right answer didn't really make life change for you. That's the problem that we're trying to solve through this series. And so I'm thinking that as we go through this series, and especially today in your home group session, have in mind something that you have been struggling with, but you kind of know the right answer, but you're wondering why it doesn't actually make a difference in your life. It's as if the seed is good, and for a while, the thing can grow. I'm sure you recognize this. But then, for some unknown reason, it just doesn't take root in your life. Jesus called this out thousands of years ago. He used actually this analogy of the seed. It was so blatantly obvious to everybody hearing it back thousands of years ago, and I'm sure it's obvious to you. It is that it doesn't matter how good a seed is, whether it's the things you learn at camp or what a speaker is saying, or even the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter how good that is. What soil is it planted into makes all the difference. That the soil could kill the seed or make it thrive. Let's look at today's passage in Matthew 13, 3-9. And he, Jesus, told them many things in parables, saying, a sower went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seeds fell along the path, and the birds came and devoured them. Other seeds fell on rocky ground where they did not have much soil, and immediately they sprung up, since they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched, and since they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. But other seeds still fell on good soil and produced grain, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. So he who has ears, let him hear. What's obvious about that passage is it's the same seed that goes out. This sower is sowing seeds out in general, but it lands in different environments. And each environment produces different results. And it's possible to have an environment where this seed becomes a plant that then has fruit, that then has seed, that then becomes another plant that has fruit, that has seed, and becomes another plant. So that this one seed, within the one seed, are 100-fold seeds. What is this inner soil? I want to sort of pitch it to you that inner soil is like the inner culture of our lives. It's as if, they use like the word culture in a lab, right? Where they'll have special petri dishes with culture, like a broth, all baked up so that when they put microbes in, that culture allows those either yeast or microbes or whatever it is to grow. But if you get that culture wrong, as you put the microbes in, it can actually kill it. And that's called a toxic culture. So actually you could have either a healthy culture or a toxic culture, a nurturing culture or a murderous culture. And that's a little bit like the inner culture of our lives. As we get good advice, good solutions, good news into our lives. The problem though is that our inner culture is so hard to figure out. And this is because we as human beings, we do something called normalizing. We take things and we just make it normal in our life. And maybe it was something that's not natural, it's not good for us, but we do it so often, now we're just like, it's fine. When things become normal in our life, it becomes kind of invisible. It's like that joke with the older fish who swims up from upstream down to the younger fish, and he says, "Hey guys, what's the water like over here?" And the two younger fish go, what's this guy talking about? What on earth is water? Because to them, they've never seen any other kind of water. They didn't go upstream or downstream, and to them, water is invisible. And so for us, what we do can be invisible. I used to think it was normal to drink 5 Coca-Colas a day. I used to think it was just normal to play games until the sun came up in the morning, right? And it was so invisible in my life. So today we're going to try to take a look at this invisible inner culture that we've already established in our life. And we're going to have to fight through some of the inertia that we have, because this inner life is often unexplored. Sometimes it's dark and dangerous and we don't like going there. Or sometimes it's so different from our outside world. I hope you have a good discussion as we introduce this whole topic of our inner life, our personal foundation. God bless.